Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Luis walking through how I built an LLM-powered system that publishes my content semi-automatically. This is video number 20, where I'm going to go into cost breakdown and show you how I keep my costs under $10 a month to run all my content publishing using AWS. So this is the architecture. Again, we've seen this throughout uh, the series as to what it is that what I call the Ghost Stack is, because it's the backend that I created to facilitate publishing on Ghost, which runs on Lightsail. Everything you see here is going to cost me less than $10 a month to operate. So the big things here is going to be the cost drivers are going to be S3, DynamoDB, and EventBridge, right? Obviously the LLMs that are running. How can I keep my costs that low? I'll go into the AWS Cost Calculator to show why a serverless architecture is just so powerful, even for us who are independent um, builders to use, because it keeps our costs so low. And it's really the reason why I moved away from Kajabi, which is cost me $1,500 per year, limiting me to 3 products per month to do a lot of stuff that I don't even use or need. And then the things that I do use or need are only need them sporadically. But even if I needed them extensively, I would never need to spend $1,500 per year to do it. Now, the drawback to that is, of course, you have to be able to know how to build architectures in AWS. Thankfully, that's my skill sets. After being on Kajabi for a month or two, just decided for me and my skill set, it just wasn't something that was necessary. And I could build something simply that I needed, and I just have to build it once and then just maintain it. So let's take a look at what this looks like if we go to the AWS Cost Calculator. So this is a pricing calculator that AWS provides. It helps you get a net guesstimate as to how much you'll spend. And this is the beauty of this. Let's say that now my payload size, so I'm saying that I'm in US, Northern Virginia, US East 1. My payload, let's just say that it's going to be 30 kilobytes. That's going to be the files that I'm going to be sending well, it's not the files themselves, because that's going to be, let's say that it's 30 kilobytes. All I'm doing is using text. So nothing's going to be that big. There's no images, there's no streams. And let's say management events per month. Let's go generous and say I have 100 events per month. No custom events, no partner events. Bus deliveries, I do have a custom bus. Let's say that I, again, do 100 per month. Now, if you figure one piece of content per day, and I'm not publishing that much, that would be 30 times per month. But let's say I've got something going on because I batch everything. This would probably be my most expensive month. APIs, I don't use APIs in this architecture, so I don't have a cost to incur there. Replays, I'm not using. I am using DynamoDB stream, so I do have a pipe in there. Again, let's say 100 per month. Schema discovery, not necessary, and I do have a scheduler, and let's say 100 per month, but really it's only going to run once per day. So at most, it'll be 20 times per month. But just to be conservative, let's see what happens when I run EventBridge that much in a month. Safe in view, look at that, $0 to just have an event-driven architecture. Okay, so let's do Bedrock now. There's Bedrock. Let's configure this. We're going to use Amazon. We're going to stay in region on demand. Average requests per minute, let's say 1. Average at this rate, let's say 1. For tokens, let's say we're doing 100 tokens. Let's say typically a token is usually about 4 characters or 4 words, something like that. So for me, it is going to be sizable. And let's say batch, that sounds about right. So let's save and view this. So it looks like it's going to cost me about $2 per month to run this on Amazon Bedrock. So right now, that's my most expensive thing. Now, the next big thing is going to be Lambdas. So let's see what that would look like. So again, US East 1. Let's go to architecture. I am using an ARM architecture. Number of requests per month, let's say 100 requests per month. Duration of each request in milliseconds. I know this from testing. I'm roughly around no more than 500 milliseconds. Amount of memory allocated, it's not even megabytes. I'm going to say 1 megabyte. Okay, let's see the amount. Okay, can be less than 0.125 gigabyte. Okay, so let's say 125 megabyte. Nope, 200 megabytes. I'm not going to be anywhere near that. Amount of ephemeral storage allocated, that's the lowest, so we'll keep it there. Lambda free tier includes 1 million free requests per month up and 400,000 gigabyte seconds of compute time per month. I'm not going to be anywhere near that. Provision concurrency, I don't have that. Snapstart, I don't have that. Lambda Edge, I don't have that. And Lambda response streaming, I don't have that either. So let's take a look at this. That's right, $0 to invoke Lambda all those times. So right now, the only thing I've got a bill for is a $1.80 for Bedrock. Now let's go back to the architecture. We talked about EventBridge pretty much being free. We talked about Lambdas pretty much being free. $2 a month for the LLM. Storage is actually going to be an issue as well as, and that's S3 and DynamoDB. So let's take a look at what that looks like. If I come back here, go back, and when I look at DynamoDB, configure this guy. On demand, it's not provisioned. I am using DynamoDB streams. Okay. And standard data storage size, I'm not anywhere near this. Let's go 0.125. Average size, all attributes, yeah, let's say 12 kilobytes. On writes, standard writes, let's keep that 100%. Transactional writes, we'll keep that 0. Number of writes, let's say, now this is going to be quite a few because of all the contents. Let's say 30 times 10 is 300, and then we'll multiply that by another 10. So let's say 3,000 and see what that looks like. 3,000, no, not millions, per month. Per month, 3,000 writes per month. On-demand read settings, we'll leave those there. Get record per month. Let's say this is 200. These are not kind of arbitrary. I'm saying if I'm posting 30 per day now, DynamoDB streams anytime I update the status, anytime I update any content that's on there, it's going to shoot off a DynamoDB stream over to EventBridge. So let's bump that up some more, and let's say that's 500. It's not going to be that much. I don't do this every single month, right? I batch record, like I've mentioned. I batch edit. So this is not even going to a monthly cost. This is something that I'm going to incur just a couple times a year. So with those settings in there, let's see. Look at that. It's 5 cents per month. It's insane. So right now I'm still under $2 per month to run all this. See what else we've got to check. We said the last one was going to be S3 storage. So let's take a look at S3 storage. North Virginia, S3. Now, one of the challenges with S3 is so I don't have data transfer. Let me just like this, is that part of my rules for my storage that I coded into my CDK is that it doesn't use intelligent tiering, but I do code in for it to go into deeper states of sleep over time. So by 6 months of the content being in the bucket, it will be in Glacier. So my costs are going to just implode, right? But let's just keep it as S3 standard because this will be the most expensive S3. So gigabytes per month, gigabytes per month, I'm not even going to be at 1 gigabyte, right? I am going to be at, let's say, 0.3. Will it let me do that? That's what, 300 megabytes? How data will be moved S3? Yeah, it's going to be this because it's going to be sent through Mountain Duck. Average object size. Yeah, let's say that it's going to be 100 megabytes. That's because of the video. There's really no outgoing. Data returned. Be and none. Data scanned by S3. No, that's not going to be there either. So let's see what that looks like. That's a penny per month, right? So a penny per month for my S3 storage. So go back to the architecture. That's the beauty of all of this. There is Secrets Manager. So let's go check Secrets Manager real fast because I am using that. Number of secrets, I've got 2 secrets in there. Average duration of the secret, This is, yeah, it's, let's say 30 days. Actually, it's much longer than that. Let's say 180. Yeah, okay, so it looks like 30 is the max I could put in there. The number of API calls per month, I am gonna think it's gonna be around, let's say, let's go generous and let's say 100 API calls per month. That's 80 cents per month. So I'm still under $3 per month for this entire architecture. So I hope you're catching the drift here. It is very inexpensive to run a serverless architecture, especially for um, someone like me that has the skill set to do it, or for those of you that are out there that have the skill set to do it, or want to use AI to help you build it. The challenge is you have to be able to design it yourself. That's the big part. Now, one thing that I am not including in the cost here for full transparency is Ghost. A Ghost and Light Sail is costing me $7 per month. That's just part of hosting. I'm not considering that as part of my back end costs. It would be a cost that I would incur hosting my site anywhere else. So, and at $7 per month is actually pretty darn cheap. Very, very cheap. So I know that for some I know WordPress hosting can be $12 per month. You know, if I hold $5 more, it adds up. But because of hosting and all that, I'm not taking Ghost into account because I would have to pay that somewhere else. What I wouldn't pay for is the backend that I just described, which I just showed you. Not only am I keeping it under $10 a month, but I'm keeping it under $3 a month. And that's for the months that I actually use it. Like I said, I batch record, I batch edit, and I batch publish. So I really only do it a couple times a year. So very, very inexpensive to run. Well, next, we're going to talk on how I handle AI generated content responsibly. I look forward to seeing you in that video. Thank you so much for watching it.